Welcome back, B plus E.
Family! Yo, fam. Okay, after a long awaited time, we're finally doing the
Q&A. Oh, yeah.
Becky finally wore me down. She said it was time to do the video. I said at this number, why not? The family is growing. We should go ahead and give you the 411 on your most favorite questions to ask, or questions that you probably just haven't had a chance to ask us while doing the live stream. So,
in one video. So, we
right.
appreciate you guys for sending in these questions over on the gram. We have them all right here for the most popular ones that were asked.
Yes. So the most repetitive ones, the most popular ones, and without further ado, the origin story. People want to know. They want to know, how did you and I become to be?
So I did not meet Eli in person. I met him through a voicemail. I heard Eli's voice, but yeah, I feel like I did kind of fall in love with his voice at first.
What? You fell in love with me out of the gate?
With your voice? I was like, ooh, let me call this number back. But
wow, you're like all over on this story. I'm trying to take notes here.
I actually was coming home from work because at the time I worked for Universal Studios Hollywood, and my grandpa, which shout out to my grandpa because he was the one that pushed me to actually give the man a call back. He was working at the time at my vocational college, and he was a career counselor there. So he was just trying to hook me up with a job, get me in there for an application. But I was so done with the school at this point. I just was like, because it was a year after I graduated. So that's where I was after a year I graduated from there. So yeah, my grandpa's like, hey, your career counselor from that college is calling you. He wants to set up an appointment with you so you can go in and apply to some jobs. And I was just like, But when I heard the voicemail, I was like, okay, Grandpa, como que tiene razón. I have to call him back. And so I did call him back, and eventually I did go in to the school to fill out that application. And then that's how we officially met.
Something like that. I wasn't supposed to call Becky whatsoever. My coworker at the time was like behind on cases and like counts, so I was told to go ahead and make additional phone calls for someone that wasn't working. But y'all know how it is when that one person at work. But sometimes destiny be calling like that. So Becky was in my cohort. I called. Becky's BFF was on the list that day, and I didn't expect Becky to come in to see me. Becky came in with her bestie.
Yeah, because I was pushing her to go back in because she's one of those like friends that you need to tell her like, you got to go do this because it's good for you type of friend. And so I was like, I'll go with you. Like, you want me to like go with you and make it a little bit easier?
Needless to say, her best friend walks in. I'm trying to chat with Becky's best friend because I'm like, okay, let me help you out. Like, are you working in your field? Do you want help? Like, this is what my position at the time would do, is help the graduates, like find job placement, job opportunities, like connect, like be that middle person for it, which was very cool, which was very fulfilling. Becky was there quietly, just observing me, didn't say much. I was like, oh, she's like, yeah, you called my grandpa, da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, like, that's great. Let's, get that info. They both left. The next day, Becky comes back. I was expecting the best friend so that we can continue moving forward with finding them a job lead. But Becky's like, yeah, I want an opportunity. Unknown to me, that because of the voicemail I left her, she had already planned our future. She was sitting across from me that whole entire time, just like, walking down the aisle.
Actually,
everything, girl, you were head over heels.
No,
I had no clue. I had no clue. Guys, you know how it is. We have no clue.
No, I wasn't head over heels. Come on, dude. But I did know that the person sitting at that desk looking at me, I knew that person was my husband, which is Eli. I was like, it's just like this like feeling. And it's so cliche to say, but it was just like this feeling that I was like, dude, this is who I'm supposed to be with for the rest of my life. I just never let Eli go after that feeling because I just knew that somehow
she did not let me go.
Somehow we were gonna end up together. Like, I just knew it. And before then, I was already praying to the Lord, like, to bless Eli, my future husband, to whatever he was going through at the moment, like that he would be able to get through those moments. I just felt that prayer really, really heavy in my heart. And so when I saw him, I was just like, there he is. Again,
not a clue.
It's okay, baby. You cannot have a clue. I'll have all the clues for us.
I'm not supposed to. I guess that's how I do. We're meant to be. I'm not supposed to know anything. You're the one with the plan.
Clueless. It's okay though.
Things got deep, y'all.
What?
How did I know you were the one?
You didn't though.
I didn't? I didn't know?
No. Or when was it then that you were like, oh yeah, let me like consider this?
So this is very specific actually. Oh my gosh, how can I put this? Everyone that's ever dated and like, you know, like proposed, like the marriage, todo eso, like you had that moment, right? You had that moment where you realize this is your person, this is your human, this is who you not want to let go. Like este is mi mango, like, you know, type of thing. For myself, wow, I haven't thought about this in a while, but it happened to be New Year's Eve. So I bought tickets to take Becky to go to New Year's Eve at Disneyland. Way before we had passes, like early on, like hace mucho. And that was a fun night, packed night. You know, we were dressed to the nines. We were there to have fun. Disneyland, go on the rides. You know? We went like New Year's Eve pretty, you know, like vestido, nice little dress shirt, something that you won't normally wear, but you know, it was the evening in the park.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So
I think I curled my hair. I think we have a photo that day. I wear like blue.
Yeah, we have a photo that day. I think we only have like 2 photos of that day because like trying to take photos on a not so great like camera phone was not the business back then.
Right, no, it wasn't a normal thing.
So needless to say, Becky and I are enjoying Disneyland. We're enjoying the crowds. New Year's Eve crowds are no joke. Like, so if you go to the parks, it's very packed. Está bien lleno el año nuevo. But what makes it nice, what makes it great is that there's a fun energy, positivity. You know, everyone's looking forward to the next year. That year, because the crowds were so bad and because Becky gets a little bit of anxiety with like crowds, we have many spots to share like the fireworks with you guys. We have shared them on the live stream, our favorite place to see it with projections, without projections, with the most sound, from Batu to, you know, Tomorrowland to Main
Rivers
Street.
of America.
Yeah. This spot, which is still special to me, and we don't visit it too often because unless we're off stream, but it happens to be near the edge of Matterhorn. There's a small little area, little corner against the mountain where the cast members are kind. They'll let you hang out right there, and you're able to get the views of the fireworks on the far left side of the castle and the ones that pop over on It's a Small World. And the ones that shoot over by Batu. It's one of the rare spots that you get all 3 shots from it. You don't get projections from it, but you get the views, the oohs, the ahs, and best of all, there's not a big like crowd level. And I remember holding Becky, and Becky's just like, you know, enamored with the fireworks. Who doesn't love fireworks? Right. But I get to see the glow of like the fireworks off Becky's cheeks, and she's just happy. And I'm like, I could do this forever. Like I could enjoy, That's
so funny though.
It was very cliche, but like I was like,
it's like great that you thought we could do this forever, and then here we are like doing it forever.
But I meant like you know
us.
Because again, like, you know, the park was busy. Like the park is packed. Like trying to get food, even when Becky didn't have the gluten allergy, because this was like way beforehand. You know, like it was still tough to like, you know, get your food reservation or whatever you needed to get, like the comida, the lines, the rides, and like Becky was being such a good sport about it. You could hear everyone just like complaining in the background, you know, here and there. You guys know how it goes at the park sometimes, but like. No, we had an amazing night. We closed out the park. Wow, we closed out the park that day. And I think that had been our first time closing out the parks together too. But yeah, it was
a really good time. Yeah, I remember that. Fireworks show was so special.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I felt like I had the same feeling though of like, because I remember you were holding me and I was like it felt like home. It felt right. You know, you do feel like
Matterhorn is home.
Okay, now we gotta get matching Matterhorn tattoos.
Cálmate, no. Okay, so the second question is, how did we start this channel? How did Becky plus Eli come to be? Now, that one out of the gate, we used to have another channel prior, and it's still all like on YouTube because, you know, it's a story, it's a journey, right? That's what YouTube is for us. So for us, in that sense, we used to do a gaming channel for Pokemon Go. Loved it. It was fun, it was great. You know, we would go ahead and build communities all throughout Southern California, find you the best places to go play, create communities for for spotlight hours, for the raids, for todo.
It was so much fun.
So much
guys.
fun. So the pandemic hit. Then the pandemic locks everything down, and we enter a world where like we can't see our friends anymore, where we can't see our families
Isolation,
anymore.
a lot of depression, anxiety. It was just a completely different time.
The news is bad, like todo está malo. Like it was tough times.
And we felt a need to create another channel so that we can entertain people and bring smiles to the community. And we started off doing funny, silly challenges.
No, yeah.
Which we did like the heat challenges, which some of them are not on YouTube right now. But we did the heat challenges. We did like just lifting challenges.
Spicy challenges.
We did trivia. We did karaoke. We just did everything.
But it was all in the purpose of like making sure that we can make our friends and family and like I said, our community laugh and smile and forget about how tough the world is. And
definitely
it was great. And the poquito a poquito, like a few things like we started just exploring, and it was great. And what was
the touch of Disney came around, and me and Eli have always liked theme parks. So
if you're not familiar with what Touch of Disney is, like it was a foodie event similar to like the Food and Wine Festival, just no rides, no music, but you were able to enter Disney California Adventures after like being closed for so many like months.
Like a reduced down version of Food and Wine. That's how it was. We would just go around DCA and eat and try food. And we vlogged that day, had such a great time. And then we're back for the reopening of Disneyland, vlogging with our content creator friends. And then just having that moment of, wow, things are slowly starting to open up. Things are starting to get back to normal. It was just such a good time walking down Main Street, the cast members greeting us, clapping for us as we're entering. It was just such a magical moment.
Oh yeah, and in regards to it all, I mean, we realized that we love Disney, we love our theme parks, because that's what we would do when we weren't doing Pokemon Go. Or actually, but needless to say, even in Pokemon Go, we're at theme parks, like playing Pokemon Go. So like, to just take away that, to take away the gaming aspect and just enjoy the theme parks for all the information that we had, because even then like we had the info that we have now, like the tips, the tricks, the secrets, the food, and like, did you try that and did you go here, and we were there already a lot, so it just made sense to go ahead and share that and bring you all with us. So
right, no, it was a complete change from challenges to let's do this. Let's do theme parks now. Like, it was just crazy.
Oh, we still do Disney theme park challenges and like Universal challenges.
But it's not the same. It's that.
Get through the crowds. Eat a churro.
All right. What is the next question?
Okay, you are a previous Universal Studios team member. Many people don't know that Becky is also an Not Scary Farm scare actress.
Scare actor, yeah.
But with that said, what is your favorite theme park?
Like, of all time?
The tea. We want the tea.
I like Knott's Berry Farm.
That's your number one.
And this man won't take me to my favorite theme park. You're like blown away off.
She is lying to you. Lying.
No.
Mentirosa.
No. All right, what is your favorite theme park?
To me, as much as I love Disneyland, I love DCA. Universal Studios is my favorite theme park. Like, to me, that is a theme park. It's somewhere where I can go on rides. I go there to have fun. I look at the merch. Like, I look at all the little items. To me, because I've always loved film, like I love taking the studio tour. Like, it's a very unique theme park in that sense.
Yeah.
Disneyland to me has always been like home. So like that sounds kind of like, wait, what? Like, no, like you have to understand, like for me, because I grew up like not too far from Disneyland. So like going to Disneyland was something I did once I was an adult, like once I had my own money to pay for it, because money wasn't available for like when I was a kid, like I see, to go to the parks with such frequency. So to me, like, oh, I'm there all the time. So when you don't want to be at that theme park, you want to be at a theme park, it was Universal.
Right. I think I'm going to have to say Universal Studios as well. Why? Why that reaction?
For those that do not know, Becky is a coaster head. So Six Flags.
No, that's not bad. At one point, that was my favorite theme park. At one point.
Is that before my back
But
hurt?
I mean,
when your knees hurt?
No, when you stop going, because someone doesn't really like going, then it kind of loses that.
No, we go to Six Flags, but it's far.
It's
That's a
far.
far drive.
But if we were to go constantly to Six Flags, it would get bumped up a lot. But since we only go like once a year now.
No.
Yeah, we do.
Minimum 4 times a year.
Four times in 1 year.
Minimum.
Okay, we're gonna go for the Christmas.
Yes. Halloween.
We didn't go in spring.
Yeah, we
already
did. We went
passed.
for the spring scare zone, the spring break.
Yeah, but we didn't go.
And then we go for the summer para chicharrarlos.
No, but we didn't go on the rides. We're going for the events.
Yeah, but they was spooky.
We're not. See, that's a different thing. Because if we go for the events, we're going for the events. But if we're going to go ride rides, that's way different.
We went on Wonder Woman.
And which one did I want to go on? Full Throttle, right? And you said no.
Yeah, we were out of time. We had to go back.
No, we had one ride. Okay, to me, that's not a Six Flags experience.
Okay.
Minimum 5 rides.
Minimum 5 rides. Okay. So how many steps do you get in at the parks? Ooh, that varies.
How many steps will we get into the parks? Like, what, 20 to 35K?
On average, if we're doing a live stream, yeah, like we'll hit like 35K easy in like 3-4 hours being there. Because, but as you guys have seen on our live streams, like, nosotros andamos para arriba, para abajo. Like, we will go from like Small World all the way to like the Incredicoaster, or from the Incredicoaster to like Pooh's Corner. Like, and it makes no sense to anyone, but it makes sense to us because we're like, oh, it'll take me 4 minutes to walk across the park for a 5-minute line to go on this ride, as opposed to waiting 30 minutes for a ride that's like, 4 minutes over here, so it's
we work the park.
We work the park. But no,
next question.
We put in the steps. I bet. Ooh, okay. What's the hardest part of your YouTube life?
Like the YouTube live stream?
No, yeah, just being like YouTube life. Like being the one YouTuber. Like, what's the hardest part?
What's the hardest part?
Yeah.
The commute. The commute sucks, going to our house and driving to Disneyland. If I can reduce that commute to 20 minutes, that would be amazing.
For those that don't know, we don't live near like Disneyland or Universal or Six Flags or SeaWorld.
We don't.
Everything is more or less an hour minimum,
but
one
with
way.
Traffic, yo.
Not including traffic.
That traffic is gnarly.
Está pesado. Like it's rough, but we love being at theme parks. We love the community like that we're making, and for that, like, the sacrifice is worth it. I get to enjoy Becky's company, like on the drive. But yeah, the drive is tough. The drive is tough.
Yeah, no, and I also suffer from PTSD from 2 really like bad accidents that I had. So me being in the car, it's just because I don't like it like at all. I don't like driving anymore. Period. So I'm like, it's a gnarly one, but I mean, like Eli said, it's worth the sacrifice to come through and just talk to you guys, obviously, yeah.
No, yeah. For me, the hardest part is that, so as hard as we work on this YouTube channel and, all our Instagrams and TikTok, like all the other social media that we do, we have normal, like full-time 8-hour, 10-hour jobs that we're at work 5, 6, 7 days a week, depending on like the season or whatever. Mm-hmm. So because of that, that's what makes it hard. One day, God willing, like we'll be full-time doing this, and that way we can focus on the channel, have a better like balance on it.
It'll be even more amazing. This channel will be like 30 times better, the day that happens.
It's a journey, it's a progress, and it's all good. So it's just that. I think that's where the tough part. Everything else, learning how to edit, learning how to shoot, storytelling, like the information, todo eso.
We love doing it.
We love doing it.
Yeah.
But again, you have to fall in love with the journey, the process. You have to love the process. So
Trust
for us,
process.
So for us, like, all that like sometimes can be very difficult at the very beginning of when doing a channel to now, like it's so second nature. You don't think about it. You go through it. You find a way to constantly be improving and challenging yourself. So.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the next question. Do we plan on visiting Disney outside of the U.S.? Oh
yes,
my gosh.
Yes, and
From
yes.
Like your lips to God's ears, please. Like,
we would absolutely love to, guys. Like, that would be out of this world. It would be things off our bucket list. Like, we've already talked about that. We do want to travel and visit other Disneyland theme parks outside of the U.S. and also like Universal in Japan, like, would be amazing.
Florida alone would be the great trip. It's a must trip. Everyone always tells us you got to visit Florida. For me, I gotta visit Paris. Like Disneyland Paris is like.
I want to so bad.
I want to experience their Space Mountain. I want to see the dragon under the castle.
Their Avengers campus. Their drone show.
I want to go to Tokyo to walk on the castle, like to walk up the castle. Like there's so much. Like
we're gonna do cruises too, hopefully in the future. So stay tuned for that content, guys. We will be letting you guys know
as we continue to grow and evolve. Like we'll present whatever opportunity presents. We will push forward if it's something that's best for the channel and of course us también. But with that said, la siguiente pregunta: do you want kids, Mom? What kid?
Do we want kids? That one was asked so many times. When are the kids gonna get here?
By your mom, by your grandma, by your auntie, by your mom, by my mom.
They don't follow us on Instagram, but yeah.
That's true. Otherwise, it'd be all the CHISME. But no, it's all good to God's timing. God's timing is perfect. So whenever the kids come, and they'll be there at
Disneyland. They'll be there
Six
with
Flags.
us.
If they want to go to Knott's, I will have to make that sacrifice. So yeah.
Only and only then. Wow.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to like?
Eli.
Ow.
We all want to go to Knott's.
Okay, the next question. How do you stay so positive with so much negativity? Dang, that's a good question.
I think
I want to know yours.
Mine and my real answer is that God, because I have faith in God and because I'm a practicing Catholic, treat others how you want to be treated. And who doesn't want to be treated like a real person?
I have to give it up to God too. I mean, for myself, I'm not supposed to be here. Like I've had many near-death experiences. Most of all, I was told young in my age. I've had to live 2 quarantines in my life. One, here during the pandemic, and one right when I was like around 9 or 10, where I spent 2 separate summers in quarantine at the hospitals. I'm talking about like the whole like rooms where like they walk in, so like out of ET, where like they put on like the clean hazmat suits to like in the decontaminated like location, and then like the other like room where you're in that just to like see people, like just to be like interact with people type of thing. And I've had countless doctors tell me I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to reach milestones in life points that I've made. I've had countless medical people tell me, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to be active or physically fit or do all these things. Yet here I am, and all glory to God. And when I view it that way, the biggest thing that falls always is that if you have that privilege and that opportunity to wake up, God, life is great. I mean, we go through so much and there's so much stresses, but someone didn't wake up today, and your story isn't done. So if you woke up, you can still write your own story. So why not create a story that is full of love and positivity? Dios me pidió que amar a mi prójimo. Like I was asked by God to love my brother like He has loved me, and so in doing so, it's to share the best, to brighten someone's day, to brighten Becky's day.
To motivate you guys and us as a community, because we do see that the community also helps each other out. I mean, when we know that somebody's feeling down, feeling sad, we try our very best to go, maybe we can go on a ride for you. What's your favorite ride? What characters should we be looking for? That way you guys can get that little bit of Disney magic,
No, we said, we know that this content that we create is fun and entertaining and very informative, but we also understand that sometimes those who are watching aren't planning a Disney trip. They're planning, they're wishing they could be here. They're wishing that they could escape from their difficult situation. For us, when Becky was going through the diagnosis of her health,
I also
had anxiety attacks.
Yeah. I had panic attacks, full blown. But I would also go to my phone and have those moments of just feeling a little bit more normal. I would watch one of my favorite YouTubers is Alanized, and he was posting daily vlogs, daily content. And that's how I knew that it was important to show up to your community, show up, because him, by doing that, he didn't even know that he was out here helping me, entertaining me for those 10 to 15 minutes of okay, let me just take my mind off.
Distract.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and I get that. I mean, we all have our favorite YouTubers and content that we watch, but because of that, it's that understanding that, this world is much smaller than we make it out to be, and we're much more connected now more than ever because of technology,
That's true.
So, but yeah, we choose to be positive. Yeah, there are tough days, but the simple things in life, we appreciate them to the fullest, and the fact that we get to do what we get to do,
we are so grateful.
We're ever so grateful.
We're ever so grateful.
Es una bendición y un placer siempre traerlos a ustedes al parque. Like, it's a pleasure to share this with everyone. I mean, this is why we also share, and speak out to our Latino community, because we know first and foremost, for ourselves, that we have family members that can't leave, like, other countries because of visas, or like just everything's so expensive. So when I have traveled, I have been asked countless times by cousins and their neighboring friends or whatnot, what's Disneyland like, and what's this theme park like, and what's it like over there? And believe it or not, their only window into our world is the internet and TV shows, and everyone thinks that the world is what they see on TV, and sometimes it's like, well, it's like that and it's more. And Disney is magical, and we love sharing it that way. So with that said, next question, how did your first date go?
Our first official date was
official.
Yeah, because we're not gonna say the other dates because we go back and forth to what our first date was. But officially, when Eli asked me out, and he took me to the tippy top of a mountain, gave me this beautiful view, and then asked me out, we went to go eat breakfast at a really cool, nice diner.
Yes.
Yes.
And strawberry pancakes. Sorry.
It was really tasty. It was so good. And then we went to the movies because we love the movie theater. We would always be there.
Disney movie también.
No, it was a Halloween movie.
Never mind. We went and saw a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
That actually sounds more
It
right.
was in October. He asked me out in the middle of October.
So, yep. So, yeah.
It was fun. It was a nice, simple date, but it was amazing. I mean, that view, I was like, okay, well, he's trying to give me a view. I was so confused as to where we were driving because he didn't tell me anything. He was just like, we're just going somewhere right now. And I'm like, where are we going?
Well, okay, so to give story clarification behind this, back in the day, Becky and I would just jump in the car and drive. And this is where the rough part is about her current PTSD state, because we used to drive everywhere, listen to music, just chat. We could sit in traffic, but I love driving.
We would cruise around, just randomly bump music, or it was such a good time.
California has all these hidden little gems in cities, up in the mountains and the deserts. We love going places. And so that morning, because Becky is not a morning person.
I'm more of a morning person now because of you, but it took 6 years. It took years. It took 5 years.
I'm still trying. But no, so I asked her to wake up early, and we went for a drive. I took her to a beautiful lookout point that oversees Temecula Valley when the sun's coming up. I mean, for those that have ever been to Temecula, the winery area is it's beautiful. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
I'm not even gonna ask how you know about that location though.
I go driving through there all the time, or used to.
Okay.
It's been years. But no, so it was very nice. But yeah, that was a great first official date.
Yeah, and then we also have other stories about the Mimi's Cafe. Asked us in the live stream. I have a good one, but continue. What's the next question?
Oh, you think that one's good?
No, it's a
How
good
about
one.
who said I love you first?
That's a good story. Now that's a great story.
All I gotta say is a way through to a woman's heart is Target. That's all I gotta say.
No.
That's all I gotta say. Oh, no. Bro. Okay, the next one. Let's see. Would you ever consider being a Disney cast member?
Yes. Before I worked at Knott's Scary Farm, before I worked at Universal Studios, I wanted to work at Disneyland, but I just never applied. I never went through that process with Disneyland. But yeah, definitely I could see myself maybe once I'm retired, I would love to work at Disneyland. Just even a greeter. I jokingly say I would love to drive the trams because that seems pretty cool. Or the old vehicles down Main Street. Oh my gosh, I would live for that.
That'd be cool. Actually, funny enough, I thought prior to having the channel, I always said to myself, I'll work my normal job. If I ever retire, I would love to get a job at Disneyland. I would love to be either in security or be the part of the cleaning crew. The ninjas in white, the custodials.
Yeah.
They're mad respect to those guys. Like they are
True.
the hardcore, the coolest. They keep the park functioning. Or like even in the maintenance side. Like I would be so cool.
That'd be cool.
But I've always wanted to go ahead and be like just in the parks and see the magic and do a little Disney magic and
that
just
would be cool.
That would be cool. That'd be cool. If life has that stuff for us, that'd be so amazing. But
that would be checked off the list. You know what I mean?
But
that'd be cool.
now that I think about it, now that the time has gone by, maybe it to be a jungle skipper. I think it to be a jungle skipper would
like
be
if you were to
cool.
do it now.
Yeah. Like
that you could do the jungle skipper.
I would add that to the list. A jungle skipper, or I still want to be part of the Avengers campus because I think they have one of the coolest costumes. Like
I'll just be in whatever location pin trading. I'm like, put me in pin trading. I want to be a
pin trading master.
Right? Put me in the trivia.
Eso. Yeah.
Okay.
At Star Trader, that way I can ask all the Star Wars questions. Ooh, that'd be nice.
That'd be cool.
Top 5, including everything.
Star Wars 2?
Top 5.
How?
Top 5.
How?
No, you're lo estás alargando. Top 5. Go.
The year that we got married was Homecoming.
Okay.
So we got Spider-Man. I have to say a Star Wars movie. I'll say Rogue One.
Okay.
And then I'll say a Pixar, which is Toy Story.
Okay.
I'll say a Disney straight up one would be...
She's about to get trapped.
Rapunzel? Tingled?
Tingled? Okay.
I want to say like...
Whatever you pick, I know it's going to be wrong, and I'll tell you which one is the correct one there.
Up.
You messed up.
What is it?
Halloween Town?
That's Disney Channel.
That's so Disney.
No.
Es una película.
Then in that case, I'd say Hocus Pocus.
Exactly.
That's a different story, though. It's so hard to narrow it down to 5, guys. Come on. Especially since Eli said everything. Everything.
Okay, going 5, I got to take Avengers and I got to take Rogue One, right? Okay, that covers me Marvel and Star Wars.
What Avengers?
Avengers, like the Avengers movie.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
what about Endgame?
The iconic scene. I need the iconic scene where they're all turn around. I need the Hulk to be like, that's my secret. I'm always angry.
Okay.
So that's right there. So that covers me Star Wars, Marvel. I need a Pixar film. I'm taking WALL-E.
Okay.
WALL-E takes it. And then let's go a Goofy movie for a Disney animated one.
Okay.
And then algo... Tres Caballeros. I'll take the Tres Caballeros. So,
okay, that's a solid 5.
That's a solid 5. I don't know if that is if I forgot something. I think I may have forgotten something.
There's so much.
But there's so much.
This is
there's
a loose list.
That is so much.
That will constantly be revolving.
All right, tips for a healthy marriage. Dale.
Top
Yeah, and I'm taking notes,
tips.
so make sure.
You better know these. What do you mean? Communication, obviously that one's a given. And I know that one gets thrown around a lot, but it's honestly so true. I mean, if something's bothering you and then you're not communicating it, or you had a bad day at work and you're still not communicating it, and you're bottling all that inside, that's not gonna be healthy for you. So I definitely am a huge advocate of talking to your partner, setting that time aside. Maybe like after dinner, we regroup and be like, hey babe, like I didn't like this today about how this happened, or this is what happened at work. I just want to let you know, voice it out.
No, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And communication is everything. But it's also important to learn how to communicate. Not everyone communicates the same way. For a given example, when you get off work, when I get off work, like I'll call Becky throughout the day, like no worries. But when I get home, like the first 15 minutes, Becky knows that like I can't really be asked anything about like the channel work or anything.
I let him like be.
It's decompressed time.
Yeah.
Like, but it took us time to understand that, and I didn't even know it myself that I needed that time to like decompress, go shower, grab a bite to eat, or grab like drink, like water, whatever. To like recenter, refocus, and then be like, I'm home. Okay, boo. Like what can I do for you? What can we get to?
And then that's also like a good thing to just like work with each other. I mean, like now I know that Eli needs that space, and I literally will not bother him at all.
No,
maybe after I will. But
then after that, like I have my list of things to do and like todo eso. But yeah, the journey of your marriage. To me, and we said that because it applies to life to us. For us, in a marriage, you're gonna have amazing days, beautiful mornings where you wake up and you're like, wow, Lord, you're so amazing. Like, you've given me this person that I have right next to me. You can't imagine a world without them, right? Then some days you will be at your wits' end, arguing, fighting over what may be the dumbest, silliest thing, but for some reason, displaced emotions or another issue is triggering that to be that. And the reality is that when whatever the case may be, we got to take a step back and then really identify, this is who I've chosen. This is my partner. If we are growing together on this journey, we got to make sure that your co-pilot it be good. You know what I mean? Like that's where it comes in, and it's the journey. Like
it is a huge journey. Like it's crazy.
You know, as human beings, we constantly change and grow. A relationship will change and grow as well. So you get in what you get out, and that's both parties going into it. You know, and so
I think another one, which we're not gonna alargarla tanto, but I did have in my heart to say forgiveness. To learn how to forgive each other, because like Eli said, there's gonna be those fights and those arguments, and it's not healthy to hold in those grudges and hold somebody accountable for something that they already said sorry for. Like, if it's already done and it's a done deal and you guys are choosing to continue together, then go ahead and choose that, but forgive. Don't hold it against, you know?
And to my gentleman friends, or to those that need to hear this, to forgive is not to forget, which means if someone has taken the time to forgive you, they haven't forgotten the hurt and the damage that you caused. And when rebuilding trust, you're gonna put in 2 to 3 times the amount of time and energy you had originally put, because that damage, that hurt will leave a scar. It will be easy to aggravate for some time, and you will have to prove day in and day out, and it doesn't get forgotten. But through love, compassion, and true proper forgiveness, it's a chapter. It's something that you go through, and you will continue going through that so long as you guys are willing to do so. And then again, God and prayer is key. God and prayer is key.
All right, ya la largamos. Yeah,
no.
We could be here like all day talking about that.
We're actually almost done to the ones that we're gonna do for this one, and we have to do a part 2 QA.
We might have to, because there's gonna be some that we don't miss. So we do apologize if you sent in a question and it did not make it through. We had to choose the more popular ones.
Yeah. So with that said, we have 2 questions left? Okay. And if you haven't already hit the subscribe button,
smash it.
What are you doing?
Smash the subscribe.
Hit the like button. Let's see if we can get to 500 likes on this one. But no, more importantly, of everything else, does our family support our channel? We are very fortunate. My mom, your mom watches, like your mom's in the live streams, my mom's in the live streams. Shout out to my mom. She's a ninja watcher. Shout out to your mom. She's a ninja watcher. She occasionally types in the chat.
Occasionally.
Shout out to your brother who also watches and is in the chat.
No, my whole entire family.
Your dad watches but doesn't chat. He's a ninja watcher.
Yeah, he'll go in there to smash the like. Like that's what he'll go do.
My sister, my brother-in-law, they like todos. Like they all like love like and support the channel.
They all do. So shout out to our family for being supportive. We don't have an issue on that part, so thank God. They are like, go for it. I mean,
they didn't understand it. Like,
that's the other thing.
They didn't understand it. So this is, I think, the more important part of the question, or like the juicier part, is that when we started doing this, like, and it was very interesting to see it from everyone's perspective. So we'll chop it up in this way. My mom was like, okay, who's gonna pay you? I'm like, well, we're not doing it because you get paid. You do it because this will create something, and it's a creative outlet.
Right.
Oh, okay, mijo, as long as you guys are doing it and you guys do it safe and sound and like fun, dive in. Like, and I'll watch. I'll watch. She started watching with all the food stuff. Believe me, she's a big foodie. Your brother, who is a huge YouTube connoisseur, like loves watching YouTube content.
Yeah,
like that's his
so
like
true.
medium. Like would be like, oh, that's cool, but would not watch. Would not watch.
Yeah, we couldn't get him to watch this channel. He was part of the Legendary Adventures, and he loved Pokemon Go, and he was one of the reasons why we started Pokemon Go channel. And so when we kind of switched over, he was just like, he was subscribed, and I would see my stuff on the homepage.
The feed.
When we would ask him about questions, and we knew he wasn't watching. We're like, and then he slowly started watching us, but we kept telling him like, hey, did you see the video? Did you see this? Did you see? He's like, wait a minute.
It was funny because one day, like, we stopped asking. We stopped asking because we're like, oh.
Yeah,
and we're like, okay, whatever. And so one day he's talking about like the ra-ra-ras and the Splash Mountain stuff. And
the live stream and the merch and all this.
And I'm like, okay, so if you've ever been part of the B+C, our lingo is our lingo. I love that it now transcends like all social media. You can backpedal it. It comes where it comes from, and it's. I think it's beautiful. I think that when you have una forma de hablar, when you have a way to express yourself, and everyone just takes it in, I'm sorry, like I constantly, like it's beautiful. But he started utilizing the phrases todo, and I'm like, you're watching. We appreciate you.
No, that's awesome.
Becky's mom is a total sweetheart. She's always wanting to know the crowds. She's all about the merch. Like, so
she likes the merch. She's like always looking for the Star Wars stuff for my brother. Like, like he would like this, he would like that.
Yeah, she's always shopping for him, like for like the Christmas or like the birthdays. So it really is nice, because then it's like, oh, what about this or what about that, or can you get that? Becky's dad loves like theme parks. Like for him, Universal Studios is the one where he's on, and we owe him to do the studio tour in Spanish coming soon. I'm gonna do a video.
Oh, that'd be cool. I don't think we've ever done it in Spanish.
Yeah, I told him about it, and he's really excited. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like we got to cover that one. Just todos. My sister being an ex-cast member, she just loves being able to keep up with Disney, because she's like, dang, she's like, you know more, like you guys are on it more than like the company like has the employees know. Like
that's true. We're on it. We are on it.
Like we'll show up to places and we'll be like, hey, where's this at? They're like, we haven't been told this, and I'll be like, cool, I'll be back in like 3 hours, and they're like, we just got this in. I'm like, figured. All right, cool, no worries. Like let's continue going. But you know, when you got the chisme, you got the chisme.
And what is the final question for the Q&A?
The juiciest question left for last. All right. So final question, the juiciest question.
What is the juiciest?
Dumbest fight we've ever had.
And shout out to you for sending in that question, because that one was truly a good one.
You were trying to get me to sleep on the couch. At least I'll have it peluche.
Splash Junior.
Okay. So with that said, dumbest fight, and mind you, best friends for 11 years, together for 10, married for 6. Dumb is up till recently, Valentine's Day was a guaranteed fight. Valentine's Day was a guaranteed fight because I would put too much pressure on the day, and then at the end, like, would just be all bad. Like I would be all grumpy, because it'd be like, let's get to the appointment, to the restaurant, to like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, honestly,
like,
dude.
I would put more pressure on it than it had to be. When in reality, I should celebrate you every day, and I do celebrate you every day. But like, no, but like it was just like too much emphasis, like in regards to it.
No, honestly, guys, like, dude, Valentine's Day does put that unrealistic pressure on couples to have like the most amazing day, and because there's so much pressure, we were having such a bad Valentine's Day. Like literally, it was, and it's so dumb. Like that's why it's like
tough.
There's no reason. Like every other day we'd be fine, no fighting, like having a great time, like doing whatever.
And then Valentine's Day, might as well be like a full moon and be like,
that day on Valentine's Day. I mean, we have had good Valentine's Day. I'm not gonna say no.
So you have to understand that like certain Valentine's days that we've been together, it's been hot. You do not give chocolates in the car when it's hot, because then you have melted pool of chocolate afterwards. Like, you know, like, so just it's like all these
random stuff.
But you know, the one thing I do gotta say is that if anything, those dumb fights have taught me is that it's communication. At least we're talking. But you know, when in all reality is that we quarrel with each other, we fight with each other, we bicker at times, but we do love each other, and it's important to listen to each other, his needs, and to really just be there.
No, now I tell myself, like mentally, I'm already telling myself when Valentine's rolls around, I'm like, I'm not gonna fight with Eli no matter what. Like I literally tell myself we're not fighting on that day. But that doesn't mean treat me badly that day, eh? Because I see your like face like, wait, what?
I'm gonna poke the bear.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. All right, fam. So with that said, hopefully that answers the questions that you guys have for the Q&A. I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna be in round 2 when we do this. Maybe at the next milestone. But with that said, fam, we are continuing growing to hit that 100K this summer. Looking forward to it. It's been an incredible journey.
It's been amazing.
And with that said, we love you to pieces. We'll catch you in the next one right there.